You found the STIHL National Championship Air Races, presented by Reno Tahoe.
2021 STIHL National Championship Air Races from fabulous Reno Tahoe. What an incredible place. Every season of the year holds great things happening at night and during the daytime especially. What outdoors opportunities await the hikers, the skiers, everyone who enjoys this breathtaking scenery. And in the other seasons, man, you can just take a hike. You can go out in the sparkling Truckee River. All available to you, plus the absolutely great nightlife. We're getting ready for something different now. You know, Rob, for the past 2 decades, since jet racing was added, there have been 6 discrete classes here. Now we have 7. This is called STOL racing, and it is so different from the other 6.
Absolutely, Tommy. This is so cool. It is a demo in 2019, and now it's an official 7th class, as you said. They're production or kit-built aircraft. They're tail draggers. You see the big Tundra tires on these aircraft. The Bush planes are there, and they fly straight down a 2,000-foot course. Side by side, this is head-to-head bracket-style drag racing, down and back. They get to the end, they got to come to a complete stop, tail down. You see on the graphic here, they turn around 180 degrees, take off again, hustle back as fast as they can. Now you'll notice that they turn and slip, and then they got to land. First guy to put his tail down, full stop wins, Tommy.
So you have to go fast, but you also have to stop fast. That's the difference there. Absolutely great. Going to give you our look at STOL racing right now. We turn it over to the master of that, Juan Brown.
All right, Roy, thanks for that. We need it back now. We got to really clear the STOL races around the way. Juan Brown is here.
Who wants to do some STOL drag racing? In the number 1 lane is Steve Henry in race 44, our fastest qualifier here this year, Reno 2021. Throwing it in the hard slip with the Yamaha Apex engine, over 300 horsepower. Number 2 lane is Tim Shelhorn in the Carbon Cub, pumping some nitrous. We got some work to do on this round of STOL drag racing. You folks that have come out here on Friday have picked the best day to see the STOL drag races. We are going to determine in this round of racing who is going to be the final 2 fastest STOL drag racers. Steve Henry already in the slip. Full flaps. Slow it down as quick as possible. Hit your mark, on the mark or beyond it, and lock them up. Get them stopped. Full stop. Tail wheel down. Steve takes the race. So we're weeding them out in a double elimination process. You lose twice, you're out. And in this round, we're going to determine who the final 2 gold contenders are, and then we'll probably run that final gold race and our next round of STOL drag racing here today. So we've got most of the winners figured out, most of the places all figured out, except for the winners of each bronze, silver, and gold class of STOL drag racers. All right, in the number 1 lane is going to be Toby Ashley with this amazing Kawasaki ULX watercraft-powered Carbon Cub, putting out well north of 300 horsepower, supercharged engine with nitrous. And number 2, I believe, is that's Butch Kingston in the black Carbon Cub, pumping a lot of nitrous. Listen. Throwing it in the hard slip, and when to hit it and when to quit it is the challenge, and a little bit of wind makes a big difference. They've got to hit that mark, 2,000 feet. This is a 2,000-foot track. They got to hit that mark down there, on or beyond the line, come to a full stop, tail wheels down, and spin out, peel out, and race as hard as they can back to the start-finish line. Toby Ashley throwing into the slip, throwing the flaps out there, getting off the power. Butch Kingston following in the number 2 position. Looking for that full stop from Toby. He's been our 2nd fastest qualifier next to Steve Henry. Toby Ashley gets it. So that's what STOL drag racing is. It's how fast can you get down this track and back, and the first aircraft that comes to a complete stop wins the race. And these lap times are down to 1 minute or less to cover this entire 4,000-foot track. 2,000-foot distance from the start-finish line to the turnaround line.
The key to proficiency and to being a victor here is knowing your airplane. And you can only know your airplane if you're in it, working, rehearsing as much as possible, just like any race car driver at Indy or NASCAR. They race a lot more than just the big races. They're out on the asphalt tracks racing almost every night of the week. And it's that knowledge, that intricate knowledge of, like you say, when to pull the power back, how much to slip it in, making sure you make the line, and then stopping quickly because the first aircraft across the line is not the winner. That's the beauty of all your non-rules, which I like.
It's practice, practice, practice.
Yes,
out
it is.
there. And you can see that in Steve Henry, for example. He's the most practiced guy out there, builder and flyer.
I can see that putting more time in the cockpit may be the key to success.
When to hit it and when to quit it. And a little bit of wind changes the equation tremendously.
All right, look going to the left. Let's pick it up. You have two more competitors getting ready to
We got Butch Kingston in the #1 lane. And Tim Shellhorn in the #2 lane. In the boat, a pair of Carbon Cubs. Both of them running a bit of nitrous. You can hear it in the propellers. Very closely matched. Perfectly matched. Watch them touch down almost simultaneously. Now watch how short Butch can get that black one stopped. Boom. Full stop, tail down. Neck and neck, perfectly matched race. Butch Kingston, the #1 lane. Kevin Shellhorn in the #2 lane. Throw them flaps out, kick it sideways, slow them down as quick as possible. We're testing both ends of the envelope in STOL drag racing. How fast you can accelerate and how fast you can decelerate. And then with landing gear, wheels, and brakes, how quick can you get them stopped, lock them up. And it's a rough course down there at that start-finish line. It's full of sagebrush and divots and holes, and
just like home.
they're just like home.
So what's the issue?
Backcountry flying we do out here, and if you add a little bit of tailwind into that, it's sporty.
We had a smooth runway for you. We had to dirty it up to make you guys feel at home. With sagebrush and rocks,
Thanks, Daddy.
dust. And
Steve Henry in the #1 lane. Who we got in #2?
Here we go, boys. Let's have some fun. Go, are you ready? Steve, are you ready?
Kevin Longshore. Oh, that's Toby Ashley in the #2 lane. You can tell just by the sound.
Can I have one?
This is your gold winners right here.
Sorry.
These are the two that are going to be competing for first and second unless there's any scratching. Don't scratch, boys. You got to land on or beyond the line. Boom. And you got to come to a full stop, tail wheel down. Judges are looking. Spin it around. Look at that. Toby's got Steve on the turn. Wow. That doesn't happen too often. Look at this race. Oh, go, Toby, go. Oh, Steve cannot stand this. Steve is the most competitive guy in the yellow Highlander. He will not take second place well at all. On the brakes. Who's got it? Who's got it? It looks like
Toby by hair. Toby by hair.
So that's one of the things that Steve Henry has to manage in addition to everything else, is managing that 2-second lag time of the turbo while getting the aircraft to a full stop nearly simultaneously.
Yeah, both, sorry. You do what you do. You little gap there, both. Steve, are you ready?
Watch also carefully the application of flaps with these aircraft when they get to the turnaround point. Okay, that's Butch Kingston in the #1 lane. This is part of the elimination. Steve's got to beat Butch twice, or twice has to be defeated twice before he's eliminated from the gold run. See how those flaps get popped up right before they touch down, removing the lift from the wings and putting the weight on the wheels, making the brakes effective. They can virtually lock up the brakes and get it stopped in a very short order, keeping the tail down. 10,000 RPM, ripping down the track there, Steve Henry. Butch Kingston taking a little further before he chops to drop it, pushing him ahead a bit. But who gets stopped first? Steve Henry. So the whole idea of STOL drag racing and STOL competition, well, you know, traditional STOL is when you measure your takeoff and landing distance and see who can take off and land in the shortest distance. Hanging around the campfire one night, we decided, how do we spice up this traditional STOL competition? And we came up with this idea of going for this drag race. We started off with a one-way drag race, and we decided it was so much fun. What if we get down there and turn around and drag race back? And thus was born the entire concept of STOL drag racing.
You're watching the STIHL National Championship Races presented by Reno Tahoe. You'll find the full show on Fox FS2 and FS1 from February to July.